Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by. My name is Nara and I will be tuning into your current energy. Before we begin, I do tarot so you can have a choice. My readings will bring you knowledge on the topic at hand and views from different perspectives so you can continue to reach for your desired outcome. Do keep in mind, this is a general reading, so be very discerning of the information I provide. Today I have for you 3 different piles, 3 different groups, and tuning in with your higher self. I have 3 different flowers for you to choose from. And let's see if there's a group that draws you in. Group number 1, this is your flower. Group number 2, this is your flower. Group number 3, this is your flower. With that being said, take your time, take a deep breath, and I'll see you shortly. Hi, group number 1, let's tune into your energy. This is your flower, and I was pre-shuffling your cards for your current energy, or the energy that you have been in recently, and I stopped in the middle of it because I had the sense of urgency to start filming, and there were a lot of messages coming in, and I thought about it as, you know what, let's shuffle the rest of the cards together. So the ones that I have already pulled out for you, they are number 23, forgiveness, and also number 23, the rodent, worry, weakness, insecurity. There were a lot of messages coming in for you, and I think we should just get into it. So the first thing I was feeling was not exactly a pit in my stomach, but something was not right in the lower abdomen. You might be maybe exercising that core, lower core. For some of you, you might be having a child. For some of you, although I do not exactly feel it like that, this is just for a small portion of you. This could be just worry or anxiety. It didn't feel cold though, so that's why it's not like a cold stone in your stomach. It was more of a warm sensation, but it was interesting. So if you have like trouble with your stomach or immunity problems, this could be a confirmation for some of you. Now we do have number 23 on both of these cards. The day, 23rd, might be significant. I'm also called to look at numerology of it, which is 2 plus 3 is number 5. Number 5 stands for freedom. Freedom of oneself. Traveling the world. In this case, I do think that you are stepping into some sort of freedom in your life. With forgiveness, I instantly got you are healing from childhood traumas. You are forgiving your parents. You are forgiving your bullies. You are stepping into this new unexplored territory where you have never been before because you had not forgiven those people yet. And I think you have come to a point of freeing yourself from these constructs, from the chains, from the trauma. You are beginning a journey as a brand new person. And with the rodent being here, worry, weakness, insecurity, I think it's about you freeing yourself from those things. And because this new path, this new road is so unknown, that worries you a bit because this is an unexplored territory. You have never been here. This is you're taking your first steps towards something new, something unexplored. And because it's so new and unexplored, you are quite worried about what will come next. I think you are just now learning how to trust yourself, how to trust your thoughts, your decisions, how to walk firmly the path before you without anyone's input. Your parents could have been quite controlling, and I think you are in the moment you're finally at the point of forgiving them and moving on. Because without forgiving them, you could not move on from the situation. So I think you are in that kind of headspace and mindset. Now, as I said, I have not finished pulling cards for you, for your energy, so let's do that right now. Could I get 2 more cards for group number 1 and their current energy? Also, there could be some sort of slowness around you. Maybe you're taking things slow. I just saw a pet turtle. Maybe you have just gotten a turtle. Maybe. Okay, let's see, what is this? Oh. I'm going to take the card that was the only one that was turned over. A lot, we'll see what's going on, but I think there's a lot of maybe people that you have said goodbye to, or you have forgiven, because, okay, just a quick interruption because of all the cards that fell out. The Hierophant and a bunch of pages. Yeah. There are a lot of people in your life that you found new information about, or you came upon some sort of knowledge about these people, and I do think that you are in a stage of forgiving them and letting them go. So you could have said goodbye to a lot of people at the moment because you are choosing this new path forward. So we do have 10 of Pentacles with wealth, and we do have Justice. In this deck, the Justice card is the number 8, which is different because usually the card number 8 is about it's called courage, no, strength card, yes, strength card. You just came upon the knowledge of right and wrong, or what is right and wrong for you specifically. You are the one making decisions. You are the one deciding what will your future be like. You are the one choosing. No one is choosing for you. And I think that is liberating. In some ways, that is liberating. You have all the power. You have all the control about what kind of person you will be. And I think that's the freedom you've been looking for. I think this is some sort of a closing chapter and a beginning of a new one. Now with 10 of Pentacles being here, I heard wealth, but not material wealth. It's between emotional stability and intelligence. That kind of wealth. Knowledge is power. This is the quote from Game of Thrones. Knowledge is power. And then Queen Cersei says, power is power. So I think for you, knowledge is power. But because you have so much knowledge, or you came upon so much knowledge recently, you have the power. Yes, you feel empowered. Totally. Again, my attention is back to the number 8 here, because it's not usually the number 8. It's, I believe Justice is number 11 in other cards. In this specific one, the number 8 is talking about having power. It's about you are the manager, the CEO, the boss. You know how to conduct people, gather them together for one greater purpose, or divide work between all of them. You are the manager. You are the one in power. You are the one with will and strength and intelligence. Bringing something from the world of ideas to the material plane. Coming through Justice, I do think, again, you are coming in power of your decisions. And again, that is what freedom is to you. Well, if this, one more thing, there, it does have something to do with money, because the number 8 and the 10 of Pentacles, it's stability, but it does have to do something with financial stability too. I do not see financial stability as of right now, but I do think that this is a beginning. You planted a seed for a successful way to obtain money, obtain wealth and abundance. This is the beginning of financial stability. Keep that in mind. With that, if it resonated, we're gonna get into your higher self and how do they see you and what specific qualities of yours are they proud of. So, one more word, stability. They want me to emphasize you are finally stable, emotionally, mentally stable. You've reached a point. Okay, let me get now a message from your higher self. How does your higher self see you? How do they see you? We have the Hierophant. The fact that this card came out before 3 people cards came out Foreshadowing. You are the Hierophant. You came into an immense amount of knowledge about these people. You came into knowledge about the universe, about yourself, about the relationships that you have been in, about new perspectives of the world. And I think this is just who you are. Again, number 5. Knowledge is freedom, not only power to you. Knowledge is freedom. I think you understand that deeply, and your higher self sees you exactly like that, sees you as this person for whom, again, knowledge is freedom. You see the world like a game. You know how to play your figures. You know how to play your moves. You're quite intelligent and quite knowledgeable. I think you're also quite observative, is that the word? You observe. Perceptive, that's the word. You're quite perceptive. You observe the world and learn from it. You learn from other people's mistakes. You see it with a glisten in your eye. Everything is interesting to you. You're curious about everything. I just saw a picture of forest fairies. You're curious about anything and everything. You could be a bit esoteric, just in your sense of being. And also, just a note for you, you are very protected and very divinely guided. Your higher self is reassuring that, restating. They want me to emphasize this to you. You are very divinely guided and very protected. There are a lot of, you see these masks, there are a lot of entities that wish you well and wish you good all around you. You might be one of them, one of the entities, but you are just in this world to help people, just overall help people. You needed to be incarnated into this world to help, to guide. You are one of the guides, and your guides are your friends up there, like the entities. Although you cannot quite see them, you know them deeply, wholeheartedly. I do feel like your higher self might be a bit more in contact with those entities. Maybe eventually you will pick up divination. Maybe. Or maybe just overall your intuition will grow with time. Very divine, very in tune. That's what I wanted to say. I'm getting the feeling that your higher self, or your future self in this case, could be someone 5 years from now. So you 5 years from now, it does not have to be your like higher self just watching over you. This could be just a message sent to you from your future self of where you are, and that in this moment in time they do see you as very knowledgeable. And I think they're also proud of you. We're going to get into that in a moment, but they're proud of you for making some decisions that you have made recently. So let's get into what qualities of yours are they most proud of. Knight of Wands. The Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. I will note that the Knight of Wands came in reverse. And because the Queen of Cups is on the bottom, I think there is a duality to you, and both of the sides of yourself, of the duality you have, both of them, they are your higher self is proud of both of them, because you are putting attention into both of them or growing both of them at the same time. It's not like you're neglecting one of them. And because we do have the Queen of Cups, which is your emotional side, your emotional integrity, your empathy, your connection with people, I think. And with the Knight of Wands, it's that fiery passion, that thirst for life, seeking experiences, seeking knowledge, passionate about knowledge, passionate about what you do. I think they're proud of how determined as a person you are, and how can you see life with all of its brightness, with all of its colors shining right at you. Look at both of these. It's also interesting that the Knight of Wands is, again, it's a knight. So the fiery passionate side of you, maybe the more social side of you, is not as developed as maybe the emotional side of the Queen of Cups, because it's, again, it's the Queen and this side is the Knight. But they're proud of you for putting effort into both of these. Maybe you have recently been putting more effort into your passionate side, into your more social side, into seeking experiences, maybe new friends, maybe new hobbies. Fire, there's a lot of fire. You are a fiery person. You could be impulsive, and you could be a bit, I heard, over the top. What I am hearing is that they like your impulsivity, even if your higher self, even if sometimes it is not the best way to approach things. I think it gives you something that they are admiring in you. Not exactly proud of, but they like this about you in some way. Okay, let's get into the next part of the reading. We have, again, kind of an advice from your higher self of what you should focus on going forward, and what should you let go of going forward. Let's start with the what you should focus on. Oh. Again, a 5, and again, worry coming through. I did hear focus on yourself. I will get a bit deeper into this specific card, because focus on achieving what you want to achieve. This is, I'm hearing the grass is greener. You know, I do not really know the full saying, but like your neighbor's grass is greener. Let's say that one. I feel like it's about focus on what you have. Focus on what you can give. Shift your perspective. Think about how other people think that your grass is greener. Reverse, shift that perspective of yours. There's also 4 of Wands on the bottom of the deck, completion. Yeah, Focus on yourself, focus on your work. I heard, let yourself be admired. from others, let yourself be admired. Again, going with the saying, your grass is greener than them. And there, completion, finish what you started. Ooh, I'm also hearing, you remember when we said the cycle is ending? Something is ending here and a new beginning is starting. I think there's also, don't worry about a perfect ending. End it and start something new. Yes, there has to be completion, but if it's not perfect, that doesn't mean you are allowed to be stuck in that space until it's perfect. You might be a perfectionist and a workaholic. You have to keep going. You have to move on from that. And I'm also feeling, even if sometimes you are lost or feeling alone, keep going. Again, focus on yourself. Again, really clearly and it's very important. Focus on yourself. I do feel like there might be some situations in the future where you might feel alone. And alone, I mean, maybe you start living by yourself. Maybe you are detaching from some sort of a friend group. Focus on yourself and focus on your work. During those moments, focus on yourself and your work. I think that feeling of being alone is there for a reason. It's for your other talents to have time to develop when you are with yourself. And there's immense growth in that alone time. Focus on how much you can do by yourself, not on how alone you feel. Again, number 5. 5 of Pentacles. This is the way to freedom. This is the way to your freedom. Work on yourself. Okay, let's get some... There might be some difficult changes also along the way. Again, because of the higher self that I felt was 5 years in the future, there might be a lot of change in your life. I'm going to turn on the light for you. I think that's better. Now let's get a card for what you should let go of. What should you let go of? Yeah, from your higher self. Whoa, okay. We have the 2 of Swords. Stagnancy. That's what I heard. You should stop overthinking about the decisions in your future. I think that's why they have praised your impulsivity, because you working from your intuition, you just pick the right thing to do. That's why they were so impressed with your impulsivity. And with the 2 of Swords, I think you are thinking and overthinking too much about certain situations. And you are just tiring yourself out. And it does not serve you to do that. Again, this card being peace, it's exercise that peace. Protect it. You have to let go of indecision or passive action in your life. You have to take on the active action, per se. I don't like the way this looks. Let me fix it. So, basically, stop overthinking. Again, sometimes you just make decisions and they are right, they're correct because you have a really strong intuition. So keep it like that. Go for it. Go for it. You can. You are allowed to not overthink this because you can. You know what's right. I'm just relaying the message that I got. There's also a song that might be significant for you. It's by Maddie Ashman. It's called Amber. The words are runner, runner. I'm a runner till I get it. You just go. You just go, you take off, and you're there. That's the approach I think you should take on. And the approach of pondering and taking pros and cons, I think it's a bit too restricting or limiting. Because when you use your logical mind, your intuition gets dim. And for you, it's a loss. Because you have an insane intuition, I'm hearing. So, trust your intuition more than your logic. Be discerning about that, but that's what I'm hearing. Yeah. 3 of Wands virtue. That will bring you results. Acting on something will bring you results, not thinking about it. I think your higher self is a person that is not, it's quite immovable or quite, they are flexible, they have like an open mind and everything, but I think they are quite assertive. And I'm hearing a very assertive, don't overthink shit. So don't do that. Trust your intuition. Okay, I think for the last part of this reading, we're just gonna get advice from them, from your higher self, or just last words that they would like to tell you before we are done with this reading. Final advice. Okay, final messages. I think this is less of an advice, more of a message. You are very lucky. Infinitely lucky. The universe is on your side. The universe is supporting you are a master manifester. The universe is supporting every decision you make. Baby, you are powerful. Oh my God. Oh my God. The amount of positive energy you have, the amount of confidence. I think even the challenges of life cannot throw you off your balance. You are the wheel of fortune. Maybe you are the tower moment for some people. You are the one that shakes people and makes them think about what they did or makes them reevaluate their life decisions. But you bring luck to people. You are the walking luck, the walking sunshine. I just heard people ask you to pray for them because your prayers work. I don't know if you pray to whoever you pray to or however you do that. Maybe you do some spell work. It fucking works. So people come to you so you can pray for them. And I think it's, that's the message. It's like, don't ever doubt that about yourself. You are the walking wheel of luck. The art. Again, it's so beautiful. You could be a musician. You could be into art. I am hearing a podcast. You might have started a podcast of some sorts recently. But again, I will take this one because it turned over. 4 of Wands, completion again. And there's so much circles here. You are the beginning and the end. Infinite. You are infinite as a person. You're so in tune, so connected, so in tune. There's also a message of you had to go through a lot to be at a place where you are right now, through a lot of pain and suffering. But we're past that, baby. We are past that. And the art, again. You are a person who replenishes others, who helps others. You are the connection between people. You are the mediator. You are the one who can combine energies to make a new one. Again, as I said, an alchemist, a master manifester. You know how to turn one thing into the other. If you have not yet got into that, you might try working with energies in whatever way you want to. As we saw in your future, I picked up on it. Maybe you are getting into divination, getting into spirit work with spirits. Maybe you're getting into tarot. Maybe you're getting into witchcraft of some sorts, okay? Wow, this is beautiful energy. You are beautiful as a person, magnetic. People turn their heads at you. Combining energies to create something new. Absolutely. And as I said, the number 8, you are the manager, you are the CEO, collecting people for a greater good. Give me a second, my cat wants to come in. Hi. So, I think this is mainly it. The last message that I got in my head. We are proud of you. It's not only a message from your higher self, it's a message from your spiritual team too. All of them are proud of you. They want you to know that. All right, that's all I have for you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you deeply. I hope it brought you some clarity and some peace of mind. Let me know how all of this resonated, and remember, you are the master of your fate. Until next time, my dear. Bye. Hi, group number 2. Let's tune into your energy. So, this is your flower. And for this reading, I was called to shuffle the oracle cards on site with you. But before that, I got a feeling of your whole right side has tension in some way. I'm feeling the right side of your jaw could be hurting. You could have taken your wisdom teeth out recently. Something to do with teeth. Most likely on the right side of the lower jaw. I have also felt that your right ear might be pierced. You have pierced your ear recently. Like a second hole. And there was also a pain in my right heel, like the bottom of my heel, the sole of my foot. For some, this could be significant. If it resonates, take it. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So let's get straight into your reading. And let's check in with the energy that you are in right now, or you have been for quite a while. Your current energy. Ooh, that flew across the table. You have number 1. Let me show this to you. You have number 1. Movement into balance. First of all, number 1. I don't think I have seen this card recently or ever come out. And I made a note to myself because it's a number 1. You know, so that might, yeah, that's just interesting. I think you as a person are overall in movement. You're always taking action. You might be quite straightforward, quite individualistic, more on the authenticity side. You are more setting the trends than following the trends. I'm hearing brute force. You might sometimes be brutal with how you say things to people. But with this card, again, movement somewhere. It says movement into balance. I'm feeling more of a movement to a new path, to a new approach. You are constantly moving, by the way. Maybe you are a dancer. You could be a dancer. Let me get another card for your energy. Ooh. There's also, like, I'm being pointed to the sun and the moon. Balance between the masculine and feminine. You might be a non-binary person for some of you. Ooh. All of the cards are flying for you. Flying all around the place. I think you are quite excited about something. Or you cannot stay still. You might have ADHD. You might not. It's just... take it as it resonates. We have the number 20, the garden. Community, culture, teamwork. Come on, focus. You know what I'm hearing? I feel like you as a person, an individual, you have the number 20, which is 2 plus 0 is a 2. And also I felt drawn to you chose the second group, the number 2. It's about reaching for connection. It's about maybe prioritizing the feelings of others, the wants and needs of others first, before yourself, before the wants and needs of yourself. I think you might be, again, shifting perspectives from living life as an individual and living life as an individual in a group. You do not have to sell yourself short or say goodbye to some of your characteristics to be in a team, to be in a group, to be in a friend group. There are people that understand you the way you are, the way that you are. You do not have to change yourself for someone, for them. I think this is about you shifting perspectives on life, on people, on connections. Okay. Let's get 2 more cards for this. Are you flying somewhere? I feel like you are restless. You cannot sit in one place. You are all over. We have the Page of Swords. Again, I think this is a new shift, a change for you, a new determination coming your way. I think you're excited about this energy. Maybe this is a new friend group that you are coming into, a new community. Maybe you're traveling somewhere to meet new people. Maybe you're starting studies. That's interesting. A new work, maybe. I'm hearing like maybe you are moving to study abroad for a month, like an exchange program or something, and you're quite excited about that. Ooh. So you might be flying somewhere. Wow. Wow, this is just... And then we have the King of Cups on the other side. You know what I'm also seeing? I'm also seeing the transition from a youngster, a youngling, to a man, to an elder. Again, shifting your perspectives. Something has shifted in your life for you to be in this situation, this feeling. You are growing up. You might be just turning 18 or just turning 20, 21, depends on where is it legal to drink, I think, but also stepping into adulthood. Stepping into a person who is fully accountable for themselves, fully responsible for themselves. No one is making decisions for you. You are finally at a stage where you are making decisions for yourself. I think that's the growth that you are in right now. As I said, there's 18 on the timer. You could be turning 18. Again, you're reaching a point of seeing things differently. Stepping into a new era, a new position. Well, okay, if that resonated with you, let's move on into your higher self. And how does your higher self see you? And what are the qualities that they are most proud of? What of your qualities? Right. I think your higher self is excited for you to get into this new way of living, this new path, or this perspective. 10 of Swords in reverse. And you are the first person that got 3 cards for how do they see you. 4 of Pentacles and Ace of Cups. With the Ace of Cups instantly, they see you as a very loving person. Emotionally in tune. Very emotionally in tune. I think you just radiate love. Excitement. I'm hearing this. I feel like you're you're excited for life. You want to know what life has to offer. You cannot wait to take those next steps towards this beautiful, wonderful opportunity that you are stepping into. Again, about connection. You cannot wait to meet these people. They see you as very kind and very generous. And I think also they are praising you for knowing how to spend your money. Maybe they're okay. I'm seeing that maybe you have saved up for something. Maybe it's for studies. Maybe it's for a trip somewhere. I feel like they're proud of you, and proud of you for knowing how to work your money, save up. I think you're quite responsible. They see you as quite responsible. I think they would trust you with their money, with larger amounts of money. I'm also seeing that this person, as a higher self, for every single group I got a different number. What kind of future self, is speaking to them. And for you, I feel like this is you in 7 years into the future. So that higher self is speaking with you. I think they do see you as resilient. You are capable of defeating every single monster in your way, defeating every single challenge that life has to throw at you with a 10 of swords. Again, they see you as determined and resilient. Number 1 again. You could have ones in your numerology chart. You could be a number 1. Character number could be number 1. It is about that kind of leadership. It's about taking action. It's about seeking what you want, taking what you want. Individuality again. I feel like they see you as someone who is not only taking the challenges and defeating the challenges that life throws at them, you are also seeking challenges in your life overall, so you can continue to grow, continue to learn, experience. Again, Force, you could be good with money. Maybe a bit too concerned about money, and also sometimes you're not willing to spend it. Okay, let's get into what are they proud. What qualities of yours are they proud about the most? Proud of? Thank you. Thank you. We have the 7 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. I think they appreciate in you that you know when you need to take a rest. You know when to stop, you know when to contemplate, you know when to take time for yourself to make conclusions of situations that just happened. I think they are really impressed, proud of you, that you at this age know boundaries and can follow the boundaries that you set for yourself in a way that you know when to take a rest. You know when enough is enough. You're not the type to work yourself until absolute exhaustion. You know your limits. And also 7 of Swords, even through unknown paths, you still have courage to go through them. Again, I think they're just repeating themselves of they're proud of how resilient you are, how much you have traveled. And I think that you are capable of balancing yourself out no matter what kind of situation you're in. Finding your way through struggle. I think you might be that kind of person where you are thriving in challenging situations, as number 1s tend to do. I think they're also proud of the path that you have taken, the path that you are going, the path that you're seeking. There's a lot about a path that's probably significant to you. All right. I think it's time to get into some advice from your higher self. So first we're going to look at what you should focus on, and we're going to look at what should you let go. Let's start with what you should focus on. Again, as I said, your higher self is excited to give you this knowledge, is excited for you to know what's gonna happen. Page of Pentacles. I'm feeling like I'm gonna get a clarifying card, but I feel like there are some ideas that you are considering right at this moment. And I think you should focus on them, on expanding those ideas. We have the Strength card, and we have the Two of Cups. I think there are some relationships that you need to focus on. There are some relationships you need to cultivate, nourish, and even replenish in some ways. There's also a message about spreading love, because you know how to do that. With the Ace of Cups, you naturally tend to love everyone around you. And I think it's, again, focus on that love. Focus on sharing it with the world, sharing it with people around you. I think that's how you become the natural leader that you are, with compassion. The Strength card being here. Number 8. You are the person who can gather people around you for a better cause. As number 8s are usually like the manager, the CEO, the one who divides work between people, the one who can command, the one with the will. So, Strength card. Be there for people, and people will be there for you. I think you're gonna come into a position of a natural leader. I think the Page of Pentacles being here, this is something new for you. This is not exactly new, but I think on this kind of like on that scale, because you might be coming into contact with a lot of people in your radar that you could be responsible for, or eventually you will be responsible for them. So it's kind of, that's why, it's only a Page of Pentacles here. You bring the stability in the group that you're working with, and you will eventually become the leader of the group. Again, this traversing from a page to a king, as we see here, eventually that same thing will happen with the Page of Pentacles, from page to a king. So this is just a beginning, but the focus is on cultivating relationships, helping people, and encouraging people, seeing the good in them, seeing their skill set, and using every person in your circle for what they're best at. I think you can ascertain that from the people around you. Use them to their benefit, to your advantage, but to their benefit, because you're collaborating. It's not like you're using them. It's a collaboration. Game of Thrones. Throughout the whole 3 groups, Game of Thrones were a theme. For you, I'm getting Sansa Stark. If you remember how she begins in the movie and how she ends in the movie, she, starts as a page and becomes a queen. And I just heard with the fierceness of Arya Stark. So, take it as it resonates. And yeah, let's get into what you should let go of. Right. Let me get the card that's on the ground. As I said, the King of Swords, going from page to a king. We have the Queen of Cups in reverse, and we have the King of Swords. I do feel like there's a lot of Page of Cups. There is a lot of people in your radar. The community that you are coming into, I think you are becoming like a senior head of something. No matter your age, it feels like you are becoming responsible for something, for someone, for people. In whichever context, I do think it's on a bigger scale than you have ever been responsible. I feel like there's more people. There's so many people coming your way. So interesting. And right after the Page of Cups, the Knight of Cups, you will have a team. They will look at you for guidance in some cases. That's why you're transitioning from, again, I repeat myself, from a page to a king. I think in this specific case is you have to let go of your brutality or your force, because I think you do have that straightforwardness, and I think you do need to understand that the people around you, not all of them can take it. Not all of them have the experience like you have had, where, straightforward was the only way you know or you got from people. Brutal ways of saying things. I think you'll have to learn the beauty of word, the beauty of a language. Maybe you're learning a new language. But I mean, the innuendos, like a political speech, I feel like you will have to reimagine your way of speaking with some people, because you will have to understand how to work with a lot of different personalities and characteristics. So let go of that brutality of yours. Let go of that force that you have as a one in you, because it will help you communicate with these people here, build relationships, understand people around you, and do not use that brutality, that sharp tongue of yours. I think the Queen of Cups seconds that, because it is in reverse. But you do have to let go of that reverse. So I think it's just be more patient with people, be more empathetic. Because you know how to share that love, you know how to be empathetic, understanding. I think there's some ways of life that you have experienced that forced you to be forceful or brutal in the way that you act, the way that you approach some things. But I think the people that you will be working with are a bit more fragile, a bit less experienced of the brutality of life that you are experienced. I'm feeling like see them as a younger version of yourself, and be kind to those people. Don't put too much on them, at least in the beginning. they still have to learn your ways of doing things. They still have to learn your style. I also just heard you might have to let go of some people. For some of you. I don't think that's for the whole bunch. Just food for thought. Okay, so I think let's get the last couple of cards for your higher self's final advice, or just additional thoughts if they have something to say to you. Let's see. Your higher self. Final advice. We have the World card. Wow, I think whatever you're moving into, whatever you're coming into, will bring you the fulfillment that you have been looking for your whole life. I think the fact that you are you are the individual, you are the leader, you have been looking for your team. And I think the people that are coming into your life, the garden, the community that you are transferring into, they are the people that you have been looking for. They will help you realize yourself as this guide, as a pillar of strength, as a person to lean on, as a person who can help, who has their assets to work with. You know, you have your people, you know which people are skilled to do what. This experience is what King of Pentacles. I told you. We have the Page of Pentacles. You are transitioning into becoming the King of Pentacles. That's why it's fulfilling, because you feel like this is your purpose. This is your life's purpose. You've been created for this. You feel like that. And it's finally realizing itself to you. I'm also feeling like you needed to reach a certain age so you could orchestrate this group of people. Again, transferring to another school, to exchange program. You know, you're transferring somewhere, and it helps you realize yourself. Wow. Let that feeling and that emotion, that leadership that takes over you, let it guide you to where you need to be, because you have the natural inclination for leadership. So trust your impulse, instincts. They will guide you. Okay, some final thoughts. 7 of Pentacles. These are your people. You're finally meeting your people. This will be your forever family. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It's just you will make, in this community, you will make connections that will last you a lifetime. These people are not going anywhere. I think that's the thing. You're making connections so dear to you and to these people. You are building your community, building your tending to your garden. It's also about knowing when to plant seeds, when to harvest seeds. I think you will be working with this community for a while. So, and I think it's just in the cards for you that everything just fell into the right place, and you fell in the right place with the right people at the right time. Everything just feels like tip-top, exactly how it needed to be. You become what you needed to become. These are your people. You will do great things with these people. Great projects will come to fruition. I think for a final, just a tiny bit of advice for you. Learn to trust these people. Because yes, they are leaning on you and they're trusting you, but you will also need to trust them. For the last message for you, a song by Coldplay, We Never Change. The words are, and I want to fly and never come down and live my life and have friends around. This might be a significant song for you, or just overall the words could resonate with you. So if they do, they do. Take it as it resonates. Yeah, I think that is all. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you deeply. I hope I brought you some clarity and some peace of mind. Let me know how all of this resonated, and remember, you are the master of your fate. Until next time, my dear. Bye! Hi, group number 3. Let's tune into your energy. This is your flower. And for this reading, I felt that it felt necessary to shuffle the oracle cards in the front of the camera. So, we will be getting straight into your current energy and what have you been recently feeling. I did also want to mention that this might be significant for some of you. A migraine or like a headache of some sorts. Maybe you're waking up hungover, and I do feel this dizziness. It's like it's a bit more difficult to control my body, and my reaction time is halved. You might have been going out for the last couple of days, maybe even yesterday. But I feel like my body is heavier, my shoulders, my head. Maybe this could resonate with some of you. So, let's get into your energy. I think, again, for the last couple of days, you have been taking it slow, or there's something either you're not telling me or they're not telling me. We have honoring your energy, number 15. I'm going to show this to you. That's what I have been feeling, what I have told you already. You might have been going out for the last 3 days, keeping up a streak, and I think you have been tired. You have been exhausted more than usually. Your period might be on the cusp, on the precipice, around the corner. You could have been, I heard, wasting your energy on something. Maybe ignoring some problems, beating around the bush, going in circles. I think you're not getting straight to the point of something. I think that's why also the oracle card didn't came out instantly for me, because you are not as straightforward in comparison to yourself, I mean. Because you cannot compare yourself to anyone else. I mean, just overall, you have been in an energy of apathy, maybe disdain. Let me get more cards. Right, on your energy, right about now. I think you do need a bit of rest. There could be... Oh. We have number 17, the Herald. Change, transition, movement. You could be moving houses. You could be moving jobs. You could have multiple jobs at the moment. I think there's a possibility that you do not have a stable job. Maybe you're doing a freelancing, or I feel like you do not have a stable location you work at. You might work in catering. And I think you are kind of done with this instability. I think you need a well-deserved rest. I think you might be not exactly wasting your energy, but rejuvenating yourself while socializing, which is not exactly rejuvenating oneself. I think you could be quite a social person. You're going through some sort of a transition at this moment, and I think it's a huge change. I'm gonna get two more cards for you. It's interesting that this one is turned over. Okay. Let me get clarification on your current situation. It is difficult for you to move your limbs, to lift your arms. Loss of muscle, loss of energy. Thank you. Wow. We have the moon. And we have number 7, failure, which is 7 of Pentacles. Okay, let me get into this. By the way, number 7. This is a 7 and 17. I saw the number 7, I thought about it. In numerology, it means a dreamer, but like you have a high intellect. You think a lot. You might read a lot of books, but I think you overall just see the world and try to make sense of it all. Every single situation you are in, you are trying to make sense of it. You are trying to figure out how things work, how it's beneficial to you, how it can be beneficial to other people, how to learn from it, finding yourself through these situations, finding yourself through people, through interactions with people. Oh, again, you might be social, but at the same time, with the number 7, you are not afraid of loneliness or being by yourself, being with yourself. I think your brain is quite entertaining to you, and you don't need any external factors to entertain yourself. specifically. I think you could also write stories in your head, tell stories. Actually, not as much tell stories, but write them. Write something like political inquiries in your head, like kind of Game of Thrones, a bit. We do have the moon here, and again I am hearing of this, some sort of intoxication. Not specifically talking about addictive substances. Alcohol maybe, it's something to do with drink, maybe coffee, maybe alcohol. But something that is dizzying your mind. I heard ayahuasca. Might be for some of you. I do think that this disposition is throwing you off your balance. I think your mind, you might be doing this to yourself because of the fact that you are an intelligent being. You sometimes cannot stand your mind alone. So even though it is entertaining, it is just, sometimes it is too much. And one of your healing methods, well, methods to forget is drinking. And I think you're kind of in this illusory state of not exactly remembering what was yesterday, what was the day before that. Your days are colliding into one, fading into one, or just overall fading away. There might be some things that you are not remembering correctly, that you are misremembering. Your mind is foggy. It is not clear. I think you think that it helps you. That's interesting. Also, nightlife could be significant. You could be more awake or more inclined to do something at the later hours of the day. You're not the early bird, let's say that. There's also a theme that I will not be going into more deeply because of YouTube guidelines, but it is talking about death in some sort of ways. Maybe it's just something that is crossing your mind from time to time. If you mean it or not, it still crosses your mind. Now, let's get into the Seven of Pentacles with failure. I think, first of all, you have a lot of hate towards yourself, and there are a lot of times where you are angry at your decisions, or however you act, whatever decisions you make, even what you think about. But let me emphasize it one more time. You are really intelligent. You despise yourself because of some things that you think about. Now this is interesting, and I want to mention this to you because only in this deck the Seven of Pentacles are interpreted in this way, as a failure. And I think that's because how you see yourself. In other decks, most of the time, Seven of Pentacles is about enjoying what you have, even though it's little, or even though it's just a beginning. Enjoying what you have, cultivating, enjoying the fact that there still is process to be done, progress to be done. This is about seeing the good that you have, that you can offer, that you are starting to develop in yourself. But because with this specific card it says failure, you are not satisfied with the results that you have right now. You are not satisfied with yourself. You think you are not enough. I think the bar that you have set for yourself is astronomically high. It might be because just of your situation and the circumstances that are in your life, but you have such high expectations for yourself that no matter how objectively good you are doing, you are not enough for yourself. And I think it also again ties in with the drinking. I do think that you could be having a drinking problem of some sorts. Developing drinking problem? I'm saying just what comes. Take it if it resonates. Consider it. Just consider it for a moment without prejudgment. You need a rest. You need a break. Because I think that even the things that make you enjoy life does not give you joy anymore. The things that you love doing is not giving you the satisfaction, and that is purely because you are exhausted of the things that have been happening. You just need to take a rest. You just need a rest, girl. Okay, let's get into your higher self and let's see how do they see you and what qualities of yours are they proud of? Proud of? Proud of. Yes. Okay. Whoa. I just saw at the corner of my eye the star. And I'm being very serious right now. The way that your higher self sees you, they see you as a gift. They see you as a wish. They see you as beautiful. They see you in such an amazing light that you cannot see. Let me get some cards. Abundance, three of cups, yeah. Let me, okay. How does your higher self see you? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Girl, this is just a period of life. Let me tell you this. Because your higher self sees you as a phenomenal human being. There were a lot of cards that wanted to come out, and we will get at least one of them. Six of Wands. And also, again, the Aeon, which is the Judgment card, and the Star. Both of them turned over. I saw them. Your higher self, again, sees you as a gift, as an asset, an absolute asset. There's not a lot of people like you. Six of Wands. This is at the point in your life where you are right now. This is only the beginning of your greatness. The first results or the first acknowledgement and appreciation from people that you have right now or will get in the near future, this is only the beginning. People are only starting to see you right now at this moment. You do not even comprehend how greater you get, how better things get. They see you as like this little seedling, just starting to grow, just starting to develop, just winning your first victories, getting your first acknowledgements. The first people are starting to see you for who you are. I think you do not see yourself in that way. And I think you cannot believe or sometimes even take a compliment from other people. Also, so for all of the groups I have kind of a time period, because this is your higher self, but there's also your future self as your higher self. And your future self is sending you a message, and that future self is you in 20 years' time. For group number 1, it was 5 years. For you, it's 20 years. And I know that seems like a lot of time, but I think they want you to know that you cannot even imagine how great things get. This is only your first victory, my dear. Wow. They have so much appreciation for you. They see you and they smile because they know how much you're still gonna learn, how much you're gonna achieve, and they are just excited for you to go through all of these achievements and all of these victories. There's a lot of great things waiting for you. Okay, let me get, what qualities are they most proud of? Queen of Cups. You are intuitive. You are you are creative. I think your creativity, your ideas, sense of the world, sense of self, sense overall, the way that your intuition works, the way that you see the world and the way that you feel the world, the way that you speak, 5 senses and the 6th sense. They are entranced by the way that you experience world. Because I don't think that everyone can see the world like you do, speak about the world like you do, feel it like you do. I think I just got this, like, I think even the way that you smell, I just smelled frankincense, so church could be significant. Even the way you smell things, it's kind of, the way that you describe something, I think I think they are just fascinated by that. There's also water, something to do with water. I'm seeing a lake, maybe you went swimming recently. There's also lilies, maybe it's one of your favorite flowers. Maybe somebody gifted you lilies recently. Oh, and the bird, how's it called? Stork? Yes, it's stork. Might be significant. I think they're also quite proud of the way you think. Again, your ideas. They're fascinated by you. Which is interesting because you cannot see that. Let me get, sense of self, sense of, I already said that. Sense of justice, righteousness. right and wrong. I think the way you approach decisions or make decisions or give advice is also really pertinent to your person, to your character. Something about you, the air is different. I got just because I was talking about sense of smell. Maybe you have just the best taste in perfume, or you always smell really good. You have a lot of praise for that or compliments because of the perfume or just because you smell really good. That could be significant. Okay, I think let's move on. Let's go to kind of an advice from your higher self was what you should focus on and what should you let go of. So first let me get what should you focus on. 6 of Swords. By the way, 6 is coming through. You might be an artist. You might work with ceramics. You might work with sculptures, with clay. You might see the vision of the world that people do not see. Again, the number 6 is. You could be really about a healthy lifestyle. Movies. I hear movies. I hear video. Screen. Seeing a vision that other people are not capable of seeing. The cross in the middle. You might be religious. You might go to church again, as I smell the frankincense. There is some... You have to focus on your solar plexus at this moment. Taking action towards something. Let me just... Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Yeah. You have to take action towards something. This is about getting your things in order. Putting all of the dots on the I before continuing a new word. Before continuing overall. Before starting a new word, a new sentence. Getting all of the things in order, structurally. There has to be a lot of structure brought into your life right now. And just overall, you have to focus on that, to keeping that structure. It's also a thing that you are looking for, because I do feel that, as I said before, you are either in between jobs, in between moving places, in between contracts. You need something a bit more stable, a location where you constantly work at, for example. I do see a mirror. I see a broken mirror, but but it's a hole. It's kind of broken in your mind. I feel like the way you look at yourself, it's... Stop it. Stop it right now. The way you look at yourself is so unhealthy. It feels like just break every single mirror in your house and throw it away. Because I think, again, it comes to this. There's a lot of hate for some reason towards yourself. I feel like this is telling you to stop doing that. Stop looking at yourself like that. If you need to, throw all of the windows. Throw all of the mirrors out of your house. It's just unhealthy. I do also see like acupuncture. I think it gets to the same point of putting all of the dots on the I. There's also this Queen of Wands is quite pointy. You could be quite pointy in a way that you are pushing people away or hurting people in some way to not get close to them. But it's the same idea that you need a structure. You need a routine. You need to Ooh, I think you need a structure that does not change on the weekends. It feels like your weekends also has a structure, you know? Even if you are not working on the weekends, your weekend still has to have structure. There's a lot about building a path for yourself, making decisions, making rules, making promises to yourself, and fulfilling those promises. A lot of work with yourself. So again, solar plexus, you have to take active action towards that, towards a structure. I think you have been just flowing around, just flowing where the life takes you. I think it's, well, again, you should focus on 70-30, 80-20. 70 to 80% of the time it's structure, 20 to 30% of the time you could be a bit loosey-goosey. Okay, let's get some cards of what you should let go. What should you let go? I'm hearing the negative talk. I just heard you are making a diss track for yourself. Why are you doing that? Negative thoughts. Let go of that. Could I get a card for group number 3? Thank you. Now this is interesting. We have the lovers. Again, number 6. You are a person of art, a person of a vision. You have a vision, you have an eye for design, you have an eye for... Basically, you're you are aesthetic. Aesthetically an eye for aesthetically pleasing things. I am hearing you have to let go of the thought that everything will figure out itself eventually. No matter what you do, everything will balance itself out. The love will come. My dear, you have to show up every day, loving yourself. Loving yourself is work. It will not come naturally, especially not in the situation that you are right now, as I am feeling. To love is to choose every day to love yourself. I think you also have to let go of the thought that it is not in your control, or that I'm also hearing like, one day when I have everything, I will love myself. This is not the case. We do also have the 10 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. I'm feeling let go of the illusion that love will come without work. You have to heal yourself. You have to take active steps. You have to show up for yourself every day. And if you're looking in that mirror, you have to speak to yourself with love, with gratitude that you have this body that you have. It makes you alive. It makes you move. It serves you. Again, I am hearing, once I have money, once I am successful, I will love myself. I think you have to start loving yourself today, step by step. Step by step. It will take work, but You can absolutely do it. You have to start today. It will not just come without you taking active decisions and active choice, making active decisions today to love yourself. There's also a connotation of you are chasing that future. That once you're there, you'll be happy. Once you have everything, you'll be happy. I think the point is you have to make yourself happy today with things that you have, because it's not about what you will eventually have in your life. It's about healing yourself. It's about acknowledging that you already have so much that you can be happy about. Again, I understand there might be difficult things, there might be circumstances and situations that are hard for you. But again, it will not change naturally if you don't heal and if you don't start changing that mindset yourself and showing up for yourself every day with the positive mindset. Emphasis on that. So, with that, let me get some final advice for you from your higher self, and or some overall messages. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Again, you are quite intelligent, but you do need to free your mind from all of these negative thoughts. We have number 9, gain. I feel like enjoy the time that you have right now. Because once you start gaining, I feel like there will be a point in your life where things will start to pick up pace. Up to a point where you will not have as much free time anymore, or as much time to even get together with your friends. Could I get one more card, please? Well, 2 more for you. We have the 2 of Swords with peace, and we have the 4 of Swords with truce. Again, there's a lot about you being quite intelligent. 4 of Swords. Take rest. Get yourself a plan, day plan, week plan. Hey, get yourself a planner overall. Start planning your days and weeks and plan rests into those weeks, not only work. With the 2 of Swords, there are decisions to be made, but I think it's also telling you to be active in your decision making. And even though it does say peace, I'm feeling about do not get too stagnant with the energy of choice, of making a choice. Because one way or the other, you are a person who is just going to think about situations. You're just going to think and overthink. It's just how you approach life and how you approach things. I feel like sometimes you need to take action towards this. A lot of sword energy. You might be an air sign. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I did hear strongly Gemini. Take it as it resonates. You will be great. 9 of Pentacles. Gain. You will get the things that you want. There are just some things that you need to take action towards right now. You need to figure out right now. You are your own biggest hater. Just the self-hate comes really strongly in this group, and I do advise you, again, personally, but it did came from your higher self to start the journey of loving yourself today, to show up for yourself actively every single day. There's a lot of work, but you will get there if you take action. If you decide to take action, if you decide to love yourself every day. Also, peace with your decisions. Being in peace with your decisions. But first, take a rest. I think we talked a lot about a lot of things, and that is everything I have for you. Last song for you, just to maybe take a look at. It is called Order from Chaos. Exactly. Make order from the chaos that you are in. Give yourself structure. I know you can. With that, thank you for being here. I appreciate you deeply. I hope I brought you some clarity and some peace of mind. Let me know how all of this resonated, and remember, you are the master of your fate. Until next time, my dear. Bye.